In January 2021, Chelsea legend and manager Frank Lampard left Stamford Bridge after just 18 months in charge. Former Borussia Dortmund and PSG manager Thomas Tuchel came in. Lampard achieved a top 4 finish in the season before, despite the club's transfer ban. However, the following season Chelsea spent £220 million on new signings to improve the squad and fight for titles, but things didn't work out as expected. Chelsea had only beaten West Ham of the top 11 clubs in the Premier League, while picking up the second lowest number of points at that stage of a season, since Roman Abramovich bought the club in 2003. Lampard earned 1.67 points per match in the league, which is the lowest of any manager appointed since Abramovich bought Chelsea. It was time to move on from Lampard, and Thomas Tuchel came and everything changed. Upon taking over from Lampard, first thing Tuchel did was to introduce 3 at the back system. It could be 3-4-3 or 3-4-1-2, either way it has been hugely successful. In Lampard's last season in charge, he played mostly with a 4-1-2-3 formation, but Chelsea had issues controlling teams while defending counter-attacks. The formation was not the main issue, but the setup. Lampard played only Jorginho at the base of the midfield, with 2 number 8s and attacking full-backs. In attack, Chelsea had options and overloads, but when there was turnover or loss of possession, Chelsea had 4 players to defend, and the first line was Jorginho, who is not the most athletic midfielder in the world. Tuchel had to fix that. He immediately spotted why Chelsea were too open in defensive transitions or counter-attacks, and also realized that Chelsea didn't have a defensive-minded midfielder to build a solid 4 at the back system. So, instead of following Lampard's blueprint, which was attacking with 6 and defending with 4, Tuchel introduced a 3 at the back system, that attack with 5, and defend with 5. That way Chelsea became more balanced, and Jorginho got the needed help he deserved. Even though it has reduced Chelsea's attacking threat, but it was still good enough to earn Chelsea top 4 in the league, FA Cup final, and UEFA Champions League title, in just 5 months. Obviously, the Blues could have scored more, and put teams to bed early, which begged for a need for a top striker cum finisher. This season, Chelsea bought Lukaku for £97 million from Inter Milan, and added extra creativity in midfield, with the loan signing of Saul Niguez from Atletico Madrid. Let's take a look at how Tuchel's system works and what we expect from Chelsea this season. Tuchel's Chelsea play with one of the most flexible and dynamic 3 at the back systems in Europe. In this system, one of the right centre-back or the left centre-back is allowed to move into the midfield with the ball, or to press an opponent, while the 2 wing-backs join the attack, giving Chelsea overload in the middle of the attacking third, and stretches the width of the attack. One of the 2 defensive midfielders is allowed to roam around, with defensive priority and awareness. This should be Conte, while Jorginho plays deeper and more positional. In attack, Lukaku is likely to lead the line, while Havertz and Mount will look for pockets around him and runs off him. It sounds and looks simple, but it's very sophisticated, and the players understand it, and they work hard for each other to make it even more impressive. What stands out in this shape is how close Chelsea players are close to each other, and they are technically gifted to play in small spaces and create solutions. Everyone has support from his teammate. If one player loses possession, another player is close to recover it. The defense line is close to midfield line, which means there is little hole in between lines for the opponents to occupy and exploit. The tightness of the lines means opponents are forced to go wide, which is also not easy to do against wing-backs who are defensively sound. And when opponents can't find solutions and lose the ball, Chelsea will pounce. In theory, this Chelsea team is built to defend, play in tight spaces, possession football and on the counter. Finding solutions against Chelsea has become even more difficult. It obviously promises to be a very good season for Chelsea, as Thomas Tuchel continues to build, in his words, a team nobody wants to play against.